What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. Josh, a lot of MCU, a lot of DC stuff to talk about. But very first thing we need to talk about, though, is some crazy shit that Nick decided to put. Maybe some empowering stuff for you know, the younger generation.
What does that mean?
You know, there's this word and a term. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm saying it anyways. It's called Sigma.
Oh my god!
Right.
All right.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
The company, the childhood thing we used to watch.
Yeah.
Decided to make the term widely known to its younger audience and faced backlash so bad that they had to wipe it from the internet, but not before people can screenshot it and take it. And now I get to show it to you.
Shit. Okay.
So they used their very own puppet, Dora the Explorer. Shout out to I Do Know Nothing. He's on YouTube. He was the only person that I could have found it on. I'm pretty sure I could find it on TikTok and stuff, but he was quick. Check out his channel. It's right there. But let me show you what they decided to post.
Okay.
Got so much backlash, they had to take it right down.
Oh my god. Okay.
Grown-ups, today I have a super cool word for you. Sigma. Can you say Sigma? Muy bien! Sigma is a word for someone who's confident, independent, and does things their own way. Think of it as someone who's a leader and a trendsetter. Let's say your friend is doing their own thing, focusing on their goals, and not worrying about what others think. You can say, you're such a Sigma!
Okay, first of all, this is not Dora.
Oh my god.
That's so Sigma.
That was disgusting. I mean, why? Marvel? No, I don't know. I'm getting all my fucking things mixed up.
Disney,
over here.
Marvel,
Nickelodeon. We don't really have beef with Nickelodeon like that. So
No. We were waiting for the new Avatar show to come out, which their own studio is supposed to do. Nickelodeon's been. They're always quiet through this.
Yeah,
They just always do
SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob. I think we got that Dora the Explorer movie with Isabella Merced. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever that
Moving on.
was about, But that was just weird. Why are you trying to teach children these words when they could be learning, I guess, something valuable and not something memeable?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell
Because Sigma
is
is like
going
a
on.
new age word, right? Like that's not. That's like
It's always existed, and I mean, it's like people use it for, I guess, like fraternities, right?
fraternities. There you go. Yeah.
So they'd be like Alpha, Beta, Sigma. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So like those people, but Sigma. No, not like that.
No.
And the fact that they were using like their own cartoons for that shit too. Like imagine you're Aang airbending, right? And then out of nowhere, fucking Zuko is like, we go Sigma, and then firebends you. Like, what do you like?
Well, I gotta, I have to show this to you because you are the younger generation compared to me, right?
Oh, watch Dora. What the fuck?
Well, not Dora, but like the word Sigma, I guess.
Okay.
Like when I was growing up, I mean, exactly that. I heard it in fraternities and stuff. Didn't really know that there was a meaning behind them. And now in 2025, at 28 years old, I'm learning that Sigma is a leadership role for some people. But maybe for your generation, I think we have like a 7-year gap in between.
Yeah.
So Sigma translated way different for you guys.
I know. That's so crazy because a lot of people are like, oh, you're I don't know. It's all that has to do with that whole like, oh, you're a beta male. I'm a Sigma male.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Alpha, beta, all that stuff. Okay.
Like, I run the pack, dude. What do you mean? Hand me my Michelo's. My Michelob Ultras. Like, I think those people are cringy. But, like, I don't know. Nickelodeon is on some crazy shit. I have no idea where that came from. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, you didn't see it at all?
No.
You didn't see it before they abruptly took it
No,
down?
obviously not.
Yeah, I was able to watch it off their like regular account, and then I like screenshotted it because that's how I like get my stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna go pull that back up again.
Yeah.
And
then
so
it was gone.
It was gone, and like, because I wanted to send it to you. I wanted to just send you the link.
Oh, okay.
And it was already gone by then, so I was like, oh fuck, I should have sent it the link sooner. But either which way, by the time you probably got around to it,
Probably would have been gone.
Yeah, it probably would have been gone anyways. But I just thought it was funny, interesting, and then the fact that they just like completely took that shit down because the backlash was just so horrendous. It was
It
the comments were
deserves,
crazy.
I would say it deserves it. I mean, you shouldn't be I don't think you should be teaching kids anything like that.
Dora back then, Adventure to Pirate Island. Dora now, Adventure to Skibbity Toilet Park.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they're trying to keep up with the times, right?
they should stop.
Yeah,
They should
but
be better than
you-
the times.
You think Dora? You know what? Like, I think that's something to talk about too. It's just like the new graphics for her too. Like she looks so 3D modeled
Yeah,
compared to what we used to got, which
The
was like
2D.
a 2D, just a drawing and stuff like that. So I mean, is that a win there? Like
No.
Dora looks better.
I would say it looks ugly. All these cartoons that adopted this 3D model era, like they look weird.
You think it ruined it?
Yeah, I would say they all look kind of like disgusting.
Let me see if I can pull up a then and now Dora then and then now. Let me see. 2000 versus 2024 right here.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't watch that 3D model thing. That looks weird.
It does look weird, huh? I think Map looks better. I think that's about it. I think everything else looks kind of weird. Like she looks more, I don't know, like playful in this one. In the first one, is
The other one
2000?
just looks more like I don't know. They all look kind of cartoonish, but something about the
Oh,
3D model.
okay, I got it. So the 2000 one looks like a little girl who wants to go exploring for fun, and the 2024 version looks like she goes exploring.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
If that makes sense.
One's built for it, and the other one's just like, I'm gonna be out there, dude.
Yeah, like one day I want to do this, or like, you know, like how kids do, right? When they have imagination and stuff like that, they want to do these things, so they, you know, they do it. But then in the 2024 version, looks like put on your
Yeah.
hiking boots, we're going.
Yeah.
Come on, Map.
Don't even worry about
Map's like it's hot outside.
it. She's like, we won't get this working in.
What happened to the background or the backyard stuff? Oh, Boots looks weird too. Oh, yeah, no, Boots got a downgrade. I think Boots got
For sure.
that's a downgrade.
That's
Oh.
Swiper. The parents.
The parents look completely different. The first in the 2000s they look like abuelo and abuelita, and then this one
They're fucking.
they look like
They're just millennials. No.
like they played in the church band or something.
They'd be like messing with hacky sack or something. Yeah, no, this is.
They
weird.
did her dirty.
This
They
looks
did her
so
dirty
weird.
with the nose. I don't. These animals look good updated. They don't look bad. They probably started here and then it went
Yeah.
downhill. These are. That's a lion. That's
I
not even
didn't
a
remember
cricket.
half of these characters.
Well, I remember these ones. These are the little band in the back when they're doing the song. This one's new. I don't know why they changed the snail for. And yeah, well, here we are. Okay, well, I didn't know we were going through a whole Dora like then and now
I
thing.
don't know,
That
she was weird.
Yeah, but so we prefer the 2000s.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
would
I
say.
mean, we don't watch Dora. We
No.
never watched Dora like that.
No.
All right, I didn't used to yell at my TV.
We're like,
It's right there, Dora. Open your eyes,
you,
bitch. No.
you dummy, can't you see?
You gotta let that little mouse click.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to drag it myself. And,
Exactly.
yeah, let us know what you guys think, though. Do you think Dora should be telling the younger generation what the Sigma, right? Should she be out there letting them know what the Sigma means?
Hell no. I don't agree with
And let us
this.
know about the updated version. Like, you need to put a clip up with like that updated version,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the front, just so they could show like how far Nickelodeon has fallen. Because I even think they did a Timmy Turner reboot, right? A Fairly Odd Parents
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and that one's like a 3D model too. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that weird claymation look. I know what you're talking about.
Did they?
It was on Paramount. They put it on Paramount. Timmy Turner came back. He was an old man.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. And it's like a younger black child.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Apparently, it's
and,
good. I
And
don't
it's
know.
a 3D model too.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of these shows are adapting that for whatever reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's new. Let us know what you guys think, though. Moving on. Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So we have talked about this before.
Yes.
We have a Thunderbolts review out right now, so go check that out. Thunderbolts had a production budget about $180 million.
Yeah.
I mean, first things first, do we believe that?
Yeah,
I think reshoots happened, so I'm pretty sure we're looking
I would say
at
maybe
like,
closer to the 200 mark,
I'd say like 250,
maybe.
probably the most because, little tidbits have been coming out. I don't know if you heard about the little Taskmaster storyline that we were supposed to get.
Yeah,
That
the John
apparently
Walker
she
stuff.
basically made it throughout the whole movie, and
Yeah.
so that means that they had to reshoot
Her getting done in.
and maybe like a hefty chunk of scenes, unless they did, what Army of the Dead did and just kind of cut her out. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunate.
But for the most part, if we're gonna go by what they said, 180 million. Well, worldwide this weekend it made about 190 million, and that makes the trades jump for joy for some reason. Now I didn't know that the trades are shilling for Marvel again. Like there was a good run where Marvel could do no wrong, and then there was a good run where Marvel was completely doing wrong. Now that Marvel's kind of getting its groove back, it seems like some of the trades are covering up. We're gonna talk about it a little bit, but as of right now, it's at 190 million worldwide at the time of recording, and I just kind of want to emphasize that before we move forward.
Okay.
Because it's gonna play a part.
Okay.
Okay. But at least on the numbers, and we're not big on numbers. I think the creativity should speak for itself. But like numbers, we gotta see at least a $400 million to maybe $500 million return before we could say that this movie was successful. Because right now it's a flop. Right, 190 million.
Yeah. If it's not making back its thing.
I supposedly it made back its production with 180 million, but right now, currently, it sits at a flop.
I mean, I don't know. My only thing was if it manages to make its budget back and a little bit of change, it's not enough to warrant a sequel, but it's enough to, I guess, not be a total loss. So.
But you got to also think budget, or marketing budget, right? And the marketing has been going even a week, or not even a week, a couple days past its premiere. Obviously, we did talk about it in our review a little bit, but there was a change up, right? We saw a major change up, and not only and this happened right when we were recording our Thunderbolts review. So it's good to be able to jump into it a little bit more now and seeing a little bit more conversation circling around it. But right after we watched our premiere and we were able to do our review, that same day, Thunderbolts was no more. It was, spoilers, the at-risk was the New Avengers. So we got the New Avengers. We got a poster kind of revealing it, and it turned to the New Avengers, and then now Stitch is kind of popping out of it. So, I mean, there's a whole thing with that. But it went from Thunderbolts to the New Avengers. You go to your Regal apps, AMC apps, you'll see the New Avengers. It's called the New Avengers now.
Yeah.
The director himself, Jake Sherrier, was hoping that wasn't too bad, right? And this is what he had to say about it. Bob Iger also coming out to kind of praise this film is kind of eye-opening for me. We're going to have a lot of conversation when it comes to this. So, Thunderbolts, their major change was Thunderbolts was not the title. It was the New Avengers. We weren't following the Thunderbolts the whole movie. We were following the New Avengers as they go and give out hugs, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, apparently, and this is how the director himself had to say it, all right? So let's dive into the way that he worded it, and then we'll make our own little things about it. So, Jake Sherrier came out and told the New York Times that about the marketing change, and this is his quote, saying that it felt like if Val was trying to pull a switcheroo and sell the New Avengers to the world, we could do that too. Especially given that the at-risk has been on the movie for a year. Hopefully it doesn't feel sweaty. It feels like this was the plan and we built up to it. It was very fun. Marvel was open to embracing that. It was so interesting in this world. Kevin talked about it sometimes where sometimes they wanted to leak, where sometimes he wanted things to leak and they didn't. I think we all assumed that would have been a bigger part of the conversation already, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Huh. I mean, if we're talking a smooth transition, I like it. I thought it worked. My only problem with it was that it just happened too soon. But other than that, I mean, I kind of like it. So I don't think it's that big of a problem.
Yeah, we touched on it. It's a crazy little twist, and at the moment, I couldn't think about what was happening, and then it dawned on me. The company that tells you to be yourself and goes and remakes a Netflix original show, and tries to come back as hard as possible, and try to rival another studio that did this before, that was ahead of the curve but decided to shoot itself in the foot. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it, but to me, this reeks nothing but desperation. Okay, I can't say it enough. They expected it to leak, which it didn't, which is crazy. That this is something that they set out. They said that they wanted it to leak, but it didn't. It just did not happen. The fact that they only planned this for like about a year, which the average came in like about a year ago, obviously, and it was a heavy thing because we're like, what is that? What is that? What is that? That obviously had happened around the reshoot time, right? And so
Yeah.
obviously with
Back when they got
Taskmaster,
Back when they got that Thunderbolts like logo change too,
because
because it was like orange and
it was right after the SAG
destroyed.
strike.
Yeah, it was like orange and destroyed, and then it smoothened out to be that Thunderbolts thing, and then the asterisks came up.
So we know that during that SAG strike, they went back to that drawing board.
Probably.
And were like,
They're like, we can't do nothing about it right now because the strike's happening, but this is the idea.
but we're able to breathe, and we have a bright idea now and stuff like that. So I mean, in a way, it did work. It just was a little too soon. But with the numbers, and like I said, I don't like to be the guy to throw at numbers, but the fact that it barely broke even, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what Marvel says, 180. But we still need the marketing and all that stuff to come back, which pretty sure it might. I mean, Thunderbolts has been getting good word of mouth. Bob Iger has been really following this and pushing it hard. Even him coming out and saying that that this is a positive in the like that we're going in the right direction. It says we all know, Bob Iger said, we all know that in a zeal to flood our streaming platform with more content that we turned on all of our creative engines, including Marvel, and had them produce a lot more. We also learned over and over time that quantity does not necessarily beget quality. And frankly, we admitted to ourselves that we lost a little focus by making too much, by consolidating a bit and having Marvel focus more on their films. We believe that result is better quality. I think the first and best example of that is Thunderbolts, and I feel very good about that.
Well, that's good.
Thunderbolts also being like lesser known characters. I think that's another issue that this movie's hitting on, the fact that like it's not making its money back as quick as possible, right? As putting an Avengers logo, I think helped boost it, but it's not going to do as much because at the end of the day, nobody knows half these people.
Yeah, people still don't know them. This is either their introduction to John Walker, or they've never seen him before. Yelena, same thing. I mean, you know how many people saw Black Widow. The Void is like the only cool thing about it. Bucky, everyone knows Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Guardian, again, from fucking Black Widow. And then, Ghost was in that one Ant-Man and Wasp movie that came out, almost 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Almost.
But the Wasp movie?
The Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That one came out in 2018.
That's why.
Yeah.
Like, almost.
Yeah.
It's about 4 years old, 5 years old, something like that. I don't know. I would say that they're putting their faith in the right direction. This is like their big turnaround. Like I said, I think Daredevil, obviously, and then this one, and then Fantastic Four are all going to be the overhaul. The only one that's going to get shit and like no marketing or whatever, it's going to get silently pushed, is Ironheart. I think that's that's like the last one of their old mistakes, and then we're going to start getting like, the good shit before they decide to reboot.
Oh, Yeah, exactly that. But kind of where I was going when I said like the company that tells you to be itself, that kind of took ideas from the boys. Now, obviously, after Thunderbolts and the whole change up with the name, the actual Avengers, right? Which there was a whole post credit scene and stuff. Well, the Avengers official Twitter page decided to copyright the Avengers name, kind of playing with that whole real world aspect that Sam Wilson is building the Avengers, and they're fighting the whole new Avengers name and blah blah blah. And where have we seen real life shenanigans where things change in real life, where things can change, where people can see it change and the people could talk about it? Where have we seen that? Where have we seen Josh? Go ahead.
The boys?
The boys.
Oh.
The boys.
Was that supposed to be a dig? No.
What I'm saying is that Marvel, as much as this seems new, like, I'm all for glazing. Like, go ahead, guys. Soups, go ahead. That Angel guy, go ahead. Fucking busting all over the screen every fucking time Marvel drops something. I'm all for it. But where's the realistic shit where, like, Disney is blatantly stealing ideas from other people?
Yeah.
And we're not calling it out for that. That's why I knew the marketing was kind of weird when we were talking about it during our review. But in the moment, I couldn't put my finger on it. As time passed on, I was like, I wonder what they're doing. I saw the copyright in the Avengers Twitter page. I saw, the conversation. I was like, pretty soon they're going to start doing that whole Twitter conversation. Mark my words. They're going to be like, oh, MCU characters are talking on Twitter like it's real life and shit like that. I don't know if they'll do that. That's really on the nose. That would be really on the nose. And I think a lot more people would be able to figure it out. That's kind of like putting shit in somebody's face is going to happen. Yeah. But at least on this part, Josh, like, what do you think about them taking other people's marketing ideas? Like, I feel like this is heavily peppered with the boys' marketing.
See, I didn't even think about that because I honestly think the boys' era I think it's over.
Probably.
I would that's the thing. Like, it didn't come to mind. And then, I don't know if you saw that thing that they did with Homelander and the Pope.
Yeah.
Cause making fun of Trump and all that shit.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about the politics, but that was the most recent thing I've seen
in a while.
That was the last thing they did.
Mm.
So I mean, I think their era is over. I think this next season will come and go, just like the last season. You know what I mean?
Unless they could really do an epic finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it. Yeah. I don't believe Amazon can carry.
You think Robert Kirkman can do it?
No.
No.
So,
doubting the GOAT.
Man. The GOAT. I won't say he ain't no.
Hey man, he made 3 solid seasons. You can't fuck with that, bro. The 4th one we could talk. That's debatable. But like the first 3 seasons, solid as fuck.
1 and 3, I would say, were pretty solid. I think season 2 of every show is always gonna be shaky.
I think for a season 2, and then we get a fucking better woman jumping in the boys finale, that was pretty cool. The cliffhanger really helped with the 3rd season, which we all thought was gonna be like the peak and where Homelander kind of gets done in or whatever, but
no, it wasn't enough. But no, I didn't even think about that. So I guess I just didn't draw the connection.
But now that I'm drawing you the connection, what do you think about it? What do you?
I think
you're a glazer too. Glaze alert. Glaze alert. Hey, let me take you to Krispy Kreme and put some extra glaze on there.
Marketing is just marketing, bro. It doesn't matter how you
marketing
do it.
Is not just marketing.
As long as it gets done.
Marketing is marketing, yes, and there's different ways to do it. But when a big company is blatantly ripping off somebody else, doesn't that say something?
I think it's fun.
I think you're just blinded by the glaze.
No, I think it's fun. Dude, I just think it's fun. I just think it's not that big of a deal.
I think your donut's extra glazy.
Oh my god, man.
I'm just saying. The Thunderbolts was not that good for all this glaze, boy.
It was really good. But,
you did this with Daredevil, too.
Because it was just as good. I don't think that's what I'm saying.
You know what?
Seeing all this as desperation. You're such a negative Nancy.
No. Maybe the MCU thrives now only on stolen material. I wonder what the Russo brothers are going to do.
Every movie's just going to look like a Zack Snyder movie.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I personally think this marketing is kind of weird. I at this point I think Marvel is losing its identity and is trying to be something else that it's not. Yeah, exactly that. I do think that there is some nuggets of a win. Like I said, Thunderbolts, though I personally don't like that we're ending every single movie with hugs and kisses now and like let's talk.
That's not what happened.
No,
but all right.
that's not what happened. No, he wasn't punching the shit out of the void, and Elena was like, "Everything's gonna be okay."
What else is he supposed to do?
In Brave New World, he wasn't like, "Stop! This isn't you."
I think like that's the only time where I think that shit was unnecessary.
Same thing in Captain America and the Falcon Soldier, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like in Captain America, like that's the thing. They didn't set up having the mental battle that Thunderbolts had. They were like, oh yes they did, yes they did. But Sam is always gonna like try and talk, but it's like he don't even like you, bro. Like how you gonna talk him out of his rage? He don't even like you.
You know what I would have done to you?
I would have kicked the shit out of him. Your wings were gone. What would have stopped him from, other than plot? What would have stopped Harrison Ford's Hulk from just kicking the dog shit out of him, like when Hulk actually kicked out of the shit out of Leblonsky or whatever.
Yeah,
his name was.
Lebowski. Yeah.
Like other than plot, nothing should have stopped him from doing that.
Yeah. Plot armor was crazy.
He was just, I know, from the wings being ripped off to him gripping his helmet and getting hotter as he was getting angrier. Like, Sam should have died, and he just didn't. And now I'm hearing bullshit that he made his Avengers team off screen.
Yeah.
Some dumb shit.
Well, they don't got time to show it to you on screen.
Yeah, exactly.
That should have been his movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And Bucky should have had the shield.
Bucky should have had the shield.
Bucky should have had the shield. He's on my team.
Dude, Bucky should have had the shield, dude.
He's on my team now. But he's still glazing the fuck out of this movie.
Because it's good.
I want the backup, but not this bad. But yeah, check out Thunderbolts. Check out the marketing. It's on the way. Apparently, the movie is steadily still making money. It's not as strong as it's supposed to be. Hopefully, it won't be this. Well, it's not this monumental flop, but it's still a flop as of right now. So hopefully, it could do a little bit more. But speaking of marketing, sounds like Ironheart has gotten none.
Is getting none.
Yeah, while Thunderbolts is hogging up all the marketing, right?
Yeah,
all the marketing team is on the
They're
go in real
on,
time, right?
Focusing from Thunderbolts, and now they're like, okay, New Avengers is out, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and Stitch, because Stitch is doing a lot of marketing right now too. They are really.
I brought it up to you the other day, but like when that poster that you were just talking about, where like he was ripping through the New Avengers,
Yeah,
I was just like, it's crazy that they can fucking do that.
Yeah.
That they could just
monopolize the game.
Exactly. That they can just do that shit. Like I think that's like crazy marketing.
I mean, didn't Paramount do that too when they were like promoting their Paramount Plus, where they put like Sylvester Stallone, SpongeBob, all in like their trailer and stuff like that? Like, I don't know why companies don't do that. And then there's Warner Brothers that are like, oh, let's put them in every movie.
Like fucking
Ready Player One.
Let's have our characters
Space
interact
Jam.
with each other. All our IPs interacting would be cool. But no, James Gunn is just like, me. It's all me. You want Superman? Nuh-uh, it's me. You want the Justice Gang? Also me.
Yeah, Justice Gang. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Don't jump the
But
gun.
Ironheart not getting marketing is a crime. But like I said, I don't give a fuck about this character, so who cares?
Well, I mean, what do you think about Robert Downey Jr. apparently backing up the movie?
I'm glad you asked, random viewer. No, I don't really give a shit about that either.
He said, apparently, after the shoot, Robert Downey Jr. and apparently Dominique Thorne, they met up. They had a conversation. They had, wrapped it up. He had some lovely words about, her journey. She says, according to her, to Dominique, saying that Robert Downey Jr., he told me how excited he was and that he's rooting for it too. I literally got 2 thumbs up. He's really reassuring. It's really reassuring to know you're not embarrassing Iron Man.
I would say the only thing embarrassing is the fucking suit, because that's not what she looks like in the comics. And I don't want to wait a whole terrible ass season for her to get a suit that looks like her in the comics.
Like slim and all that. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. That's why it's all
unfortunate.
bulky.
I don't want to hear all that shit. I just want to see it. And I think they chose the worst fucking villain
Red Hood.
to do it to. Yeah.
What do you think about Mephisto potentially?
You're too late to the game. I think you're too late to the fucking game. You had people for years talking about that motherfucker.
We thought you were in WandaVision.
Yeah, like you should have been there forever ago.
Imagine that though. Imagine if that would have been like the end game for like the TV shows, right? Like, yeah, we're still building up the main universe or whatever, but like the subplot is Mephisto kind of poked his head out at WandaVision, and then he was kind of pulling the strings on the leader girl in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he kind of moved on to, though Loki and the TVA were like a big thing on its own. I don't know where he would have fit in that one. I think you could have at least hinted that there was something lurking behind the scenes or something,
Yeah.
and eventually gotten to this point where like Ironheart would have been like this big critical thing for, even Hawkeye could have had a little bit of Mephisto laced in there, if anything, too. But like they just
have her make a deal with the devil where like she's like really good at her shit.
Yeah, like Kate Bishop, and then eventually it's like, oh no, all skill. But they opted for I seen him in the first Avengers and he was my hero.
Yeah. If he can do it, I can.
I seen him fly out the window. I thought he was gonna die, but he caught himself.
Yeah, I know. If he can do it, I can do it. Just what freezing problem? You know what I mean? Like that's what.
Isn't the same thing what Ironheart's doing? Like if he could do it, I could do it.
That's why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's where we are. Can you do it? I don't know. I haven't seen it. Marvel hasn't given us any marketing.
Last time I checked, fucking
They
Wakanda gave her a suit.
They should have taken a page out of DC's book and been like, "Sorry, what Ironheart show?"
The fact that there's still no marketing whatsoever is very
Anyway, go see Fantastic Four. How in July? I don't know, dude. There's nothing more to say about this. It's kind of fucked up.
What if Ironheart wins your heart?
If it somehow does, all right, cool. I was unexpectedly stolen or robbed,
We like positive conversations here at the FilmBros podcast.
No, we don't.
What? You know what? I'm not even gonna fight you on this, okay? Because you're gonna say all this, and then when it comes out, you're gonna glaze it so hard.
I'm not watching this. Like, unless they dump all the episodes at once, I'm not watching this weekly.
Damn, if Disney does that, didn't they do that with Echo?
Yeah, and there was only 4 of them hoes, or 6, something like that. It was like half a season. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if they were to somehow drop everything all at once for this show, then I'd watch it, but I'm not watching this weekly. I already don't like I just don't know the character enough. That's the thing. It was easy to sell Iron Man to me because I was young and impressionable and didn't know any better. But now I'm older enough and know better. So.
Well, I think a lot of people were kind of expecting the kid from Iron Man 3 to take on the mantle. I think that was
been Iron Lad.
Exactly. I feel like that was kind of like the natural route, and then they were just like, "No, this person."
Kevin Feige was like, "Fuck out my face."
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we're gonna have to wait on this one because there's not that much. I mean, we got this cool little Empire exclusive picture.
Looks like a Tron helmet.
You leave Tron out of this.
Yeah, okay. But they're both run by the same company.
Yeah. Why you always gotta checkmate me like that?
Because it's true. It's big facts.
Some bullshit. But let us know what you guys think. Ironheart is coming out. We're doing the marketing for it.
Yeah.
It is coming out. We don't know if we'll watch it, but we'll hopefully a trailer steers us in that way. But the lack of confidence behind it is very telling. 100%. Moving on though, apparently Jack Sherrier, the director of Thunderbolts, probably rubbed Kevin Feige the right way because the ball is rolling with the X-Men. Apparently there is some rumored castings. I don't really want to talk about it in this episode, but if some of them do come to fruition and are actually happening, I think like Patrick Schwarzenegger, I think he was saying he wanted to do cool. He wanted to do Cyclops. I was hearing some people do some false reporting around Twitter too, so that was interesting as well. But that's okay; it happens. But yeah, and apparently Jake Sherrier did so well that he is now being looked at to helm an X-Men film.
I'm down for that. That's not bad. I can get behind that.
Oh yeah, Logan might just need a hug after centuries of Wolverine.
You can handle characters differently, man.
Yeah,
You can't look at every movie and think, oh, damn, we're going to do the same shit. You can only do that with James Gunn.
We've done it with 2 movies in a row already.
Yeah, but he didn't direct that first. He didn't direct the first one. He didn't direct the Captain America.
Yeah, but if we don't have a director with a backbone, then they're just gonna keep doing it.
No, what are you talking about?
It's true.
There's a backbone.
Every single director that's been doing that has not had a backbone.
He has a backbone.
No, because none of them are new or established directors. These are all directors that are somewhat new that Fahi likes and he brings back. Why haven't you heard that Sam Raimi's coming back?
It's because it was a nightmare working for that
Yeah,
man.
because he was like, I want to make my fucking movie. Get out of my way. And Kevin Feige was like, you can't make your fucking movie, bro. You got to make what we're doing here. So they get people like this.
That's the MCU's. That's the Kevin Feige formula. That's a thing.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like, that doesn't worry you.
It always has.
You see the glaze.
It
it's
always
just too much glaze in the brain.
It's always been a problem. Like that's not what we're discussing. We're talking about if he would be a good fit for the X-Men.
I'm gonna figure out a quote for that.
And I'm saying yeah. Kevin Feige hand muddling aside.
You know what? The way his take on realistically his take on the Thunderbolts, I think can really work for an X-Men film. But I do think that we've had some pretty good directors before, like was it Vince? No, not Vince. Matthew Vaughn, who did First Class.
Yeah.
I think they should bring somebody like him back because he's done it before. He showed that he's successful with it and can really balance out the tone when it comes down to like the different X-Men and stuff like that. I think that he should be called back, but that is somebody who is an established director. He has his own production company now and stuff like that. To the point where it would just be a hassle to bring him in. And I'm like, well, we have these good directors that would be willing to do it, I'm sure, if given the reins. But instead we opt for Thunderbolts didn't look ugly, but there were certain things that I don't think. Maybe it's the Marvel production, maybe it's the Kevin Feige behind it or whatever, but like certain action scenes didn't really hold up 100%. There's that one scene where like it's in the trailer, but like when the bus is running towards Bucky, like that shit looked weird. The editing, they couldn't even like one shot it. They had to like quick edit, and then it was just weird. It's just weird, and I think we can get better directors for movies like that, but they're opting for people that aren't so, I guess, during production of the film are so like resistant.
Yeah,
which sucks.
They want people that are more compliant. And yeah, we've talked about this multiple times. They hire people so they can manipulate them, and if the movie does good, well, boom, we got you a star. And if it does bad, well, it's like, well, he doesn't even know what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Scott
what was it? Natasha, was it the one who did the Marvels, the second Marvels? I can't remember her name. Thought it was something right, but I guess not.
No, it's not her.
But I would just say he sounds like a good fit.
Nia DaCosta.
Before
I even typed it in, I knew it.
Okay.
Nia DaCosta. She directed it, and like her too. She didn't get a call back, which I mean, I guess in a way the movie flopped, but she was adding flair, and she probably had a vision that was fought back against.
Well, yeah, they all do. And this is the thing. I mean, this just speaks to the bigger things about like. People are like Ryan Coogler should direct for the DCU or should go back to Marvel, and the only reason Ryan Coogler does Black Panther so well, I'm pretty sure, is literally because they give him the reins to just cook. You know what I mean?
Well, even then, I mean, look at what happened in the third act. I'm pretty sure there was something different, but they opted for this big CGI battle that didn't have enough time to cook in the pot, and that's why we got what we got. I don't think the ending was supposed to be a big CGI battle. I honestly wholeheartedly believe that Coogler cooked up a beautiful ending for those two characters, and they opted for the fight and then gave us that beautiful scene at the end. But I honestly believe that whole sequence was supposed to be different. Maybe the battlefield on the outside was supposed to still happen. I think that was supposed to happen, but once they got inside, it was supposed to be a different thing.
I can get behind that. Yeah, the MCU has major problems, but I think this guy could work with the X-Men for sure. All they are are a bunch of weirdos coming together too. So I mean, it's not too crazy.
Oh wow! It's not too far fetched. Might as well get the guy who did it already.
He'd have to do like New Mutants, but better, I guess.
Get David Ayer to do X-Men.
That'd be like it, wouldn't it?
David Ayer to do X-Men.
Well, but too, I can get behind that. But any David Ayer movie I'll watch. But like New Mutants, like he just has to do New Mutants, but like elevate it.
Okay, this angle too, just so we can have this conversation, then we'll move on. What about the whole? Maybe he does good because these are lesser known characters. Then, obviously we're seeing that in real time with James Gunn. I mean, this is a lesser known director who hasn't done more. He's, what if I say that he becomes a one trick pony?
We'd have to see. That can only be determined by obviously doing more work. He has to. Same thing applies to like people like James Gunn. He'd have to do something outside of the comic book genre. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see what we're doing, but like that's the thing. A lot of these people don't make it past the MCU formula. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or the movie flops, which a good chunk of these movies have been flopping. He directed Beef. Jake Sherrier. He directed.
I heard that
Beef.
show was good.
I've seen Paper Towns, but I've never seen that one. Yeah, I heard it did good too. That's the one on Netflix, right?
Yeah, with Steven Yeun.
Yeah, I never seen that one. No,
you should. I think it's pretty good.
You watched it already?
I watched like a couple of the episodes. I didn't finish it, but it was pretty good for what I saw.
Oh, okay. He directed one of the Skeleton Crew episodes.
Oh, damn! Which one?
He did the first one. Oh, episode 5.
Oh.
He did episode.
I think that's the one where they like, in the like on the planet, on that weird planet. I think.
I think I don't know.
With
I don't
crabs,
remember that movie.
With like giant ass crabs.
Yeah, I don't remember it too much, but yeah, I don't know. X-Men sounds like X-Men is something that needs to be tackled by somebody who is experienced. Like, unfortunately, they got rid of Bio de Mayo, but like he was
talking all that shit.
He was somebody that looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
That he wanted certain things, and what happened to him? We don't even know what he did. We only know his side of the story, and then whatever Disney says is egregious. But like, we don't know the whole story, and they just booted him out. But for what?
Yeah.
Was it because of creative differences, and they couldn't get him under the thumb, and they were just like, we need him the fuck out?
Yeah.
And then they fucking get Brown Nose Willie over here.
All right, man.
I'm just saying because I could back it up. Sam Raimi, he has not got called back. And he was, if not one of the bigger directors to make it into the MCU.
Well, yeah, a lot of these people, they're not going to get, they're just not going to get the reins. And the last time
Scott Derrickson, who did the first Doctor Strange, but then he got thrown to the side, it's crazy that two good directors got thrown to the side in the same franchise.
They just can't be manipulated, bro. That's the thing. That's their big thing.
The Russo brothers, it took what? Them to find out that they can't do shit. And for them to come back.
Several different bangers. They were like, let's just go home.
So if I mean, I didn't want to feed into this because it's very much, it goes against my core to want to say this about the Russo brothers, but if the one trick ponies find their stable, they're happy, right? Like they could do their one trick in the stable.
That
so
is
like
what I was
if
trying
Marvel's the stable, and
I told you that before, yeah.
Yeah. But then it's concerning when we have. Like I said, I think Jake Sherrier is a little bit better than what we were getting before, but at least with that, like, he's not a big name. He's not a big name. He hasn't done too much. Why don't you get people with big names under your belt? Why are we getting these low level names under the belt?
We already know why, so they can do what they want to do with them.
But like, it doesn't
The only ones
install confidence in the films.
The only ones that they allowed to do were Taika Waititi and James Gunn. James Gunn can't come back, and Taika Waititi is definitely not.
But why can't he come back, Josh?
Allowed back in.
Why can't he
Because
come
of
back?
some weird tweets he made. No,
Yeah.
because he's running DC.
And now he got to DC now.
Yeah. But
Side component.
and then fucking Ryan Coogler can come back, whenever, and do Black Panther 3 whenever he wants to, because he actually has a good rapport.
But I think after what happened with Black Panther 2, I think he's just like, I think he doesn't even want to come back. He says that he is doing Black Panther 3, but
he's writing the script. He has a role for Denzel, he said.
I feel like if that were actually happening, though, Marvel would be really promoting the shit out of it.
I don't know, because like I said, they got too much on their plate. They cannot fit anything else into their 2026 slate.
So you shoot down the director that's actually doing shit, but then you rehire and make a big deal about a director that's not doing shit.
Yeah, just so they can do whatever they want with them potentially.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Coogler, I'm in your side, bro. I'm 100% on your side. I see how they treat people differently. This shit's weird, bro. That's not good. I'm a Coogler side. No.
Yeah, we've been saying, yeah. This is why I don't need him at Marvel, and I don't need him at DC. Just continue to make art like Sinners, and we'll be all right.
You think Coogler would do a better X-Men movie? Probably not.
No,
I don't feel like he
no.
got that in him. Sorry,
No.
Coogler. Sorry, not to bring you down like that, but yeah. I don't know. Like, I'll say Thunderbolts wasn't a terrible film, but I don't think it warrants to give him a big X-Men movie to tackle.
I disagree.
If he winds up pulling it out of his ass and it's amazing, fine. I'll give it his flowers. But I would think we should get somebody who, and I know we can't get, like, what's his name? Like, what's his name?
Who?
The bad guy. We can't get the bad guy back. What is it? Brian Singer? Can't get him back.
Bryan Singer.
Yeah, that's the guy with the allegations. And he made like the first X-Men.
Yeah,
yeah.
The one that's in charge of fucking Star Wars right now?
No, he's not in charge of Star Wars.
Oh, no?
Simon Kingberg is in charge of Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. Bryan Singer is a weirdo.
He's a criminal.
Yeah, he is a weirdo. He wound up, he produced a lot of X-Men movies. I think the last one he did before he got completely, like, ran out of town was, I think he was able to do the second X-Men? The reboot one?
Yeah.
Not First Class.
The Days of Futures Past?
Yeah. Oh, he was a producer?
Right.
No, yeah, he did direct it. Bryan Singer, yeah, he did do Days of Futures Past. So that was the last one he was able to do, and then allegations came out even heavier, and he wasn't allowed to do it. Simon Kingberg was a writer on the film, and he also produced like the continuity. He was like a producer on these films as well. So he is the one that's over there at Star Wars. But maybe Simon Kingberg can kind of do something like this if they were to. I mean, he's already in the Star Wars fold. Might as well just bring him across. But like I said, we need somebody who's done X-Men before, because the direction that we're going with like these new characters and stuff like that, I have no confidence in Marvel to bring X-Men to life.
Well, it's a good thing he's just in talks. And when he's confirmed, you're going to probably end up hating it. I don't know.
Probably going to have a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. Who do you think can direct an X-Men film? That'd be an interesting thing. I mean,
Let us know.
Yeah,
Let us
Jake from Thunderbolts, everybody. Jake from
know. Jake
Thunderbolts.
from Thunderbolts.
But before we get into some DC news, let's take a little bit of a breather. Okay, I thought you'd be interested in this because this is your game, but
Yeah.
A24 is taking a crack at multiple video game adaptations. One of them being Elden Ring. That one being in the conversation. Apparently, Alex Garland, who made Warfare and Civil War, I believe.
Okay.
He is being eyed to direct. Nothing's confirmed just yet, but he's being eyed to direct an Elden Ring adaptation. We also have a couple other adaptations under the A24 belt. Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima, which obviously we all know he is a powerhouse on the internet when it comes down to like movie reviews, right?
Yeah.
If he just puts the name of the movie down, you know it sucked dick. he's one of those guys. He's a developer of the game Death Stranding, if you heard of that game.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I haven't played it. Apparently it's amazing, but I haven't gotten around to it. He's making a sequel. He is going to be bringing that one to live action as well on A24's terms, so that's interesting. But, I mean, what do you think about these game developments? And, I mean, Elden Ring being one of the games.
On one hand, it could probably be one of the really good adaptations because there's so much to explore. But the bad guys are going to have to, like... I'm going to need him to die 182 times. I'm going to need him to get his ass whooped.
My ticket's not fulfilled unless he dies as many times as I have in the game.
Exactly. I need him to die, respawn, get angry.
If he beats the boss on the first try, I know it's bullshit.
Exactly. You think you're going to drink that potion and live? I died to that motherfucker 80 times. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work out. But it could be the best thing or it could be the worst thing. And we can have a whole fucking, I don't know, Assassin's Creed about it, I guess. I don't know. But I guess there's high hopes.
I kind of feel like an Elden Ring adaptation is a hard thing to do. I think you need somebody with an epic mind. And unfortunately, Alex Garland.
You need some other... Who did the Lord of the Rings?
What's his name?
Give it to him. That sounds about right?
Yeah.
Or
I forgot his name too, and he's like a Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, really? I don't know. Yeah, give it to him. What's
Peter Jackson?
What's he doing right now?
Yeah, I don't think he's done much recently. I think he's gonna do the new Gollum movie that's supposed to come out next year.
He did the 2005 King Kong?
Yeah, he did that one too, yeah.
And the Lovely Bones?
You said right now. That's not right now.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, I didn't know that this existed. He did the Hobbit movie. Give it to him.
Well, he did the Hobbit movie because that was that whole thing where, all right, after the rise of, this is a quick little side thing and we'll get back to on track, but after the rise of the Lord of the Rings, the Warner Brothers was like, we want to do more. We want more of that money right there.
Yeah.
And so they were like, what could we make? And they're like, well, there's this book that is in the world of Lord of the Rings, and it's a nursery book, and it's called The Hobbit. Literally about 80 pages, not even 80 pages, probably like 30 pages of a book.
Okay.
That they decided to span into 3 movies. Long epics, okay? Understand. 3 long movies. So they kicked that shit into high gear. They got a director that was not Peter Jackson because he did not have the time to do it, to go ahead and launch this big thing. It was the first Hobbit movie was completely ridiculed. It was laughed at. Blah blah blah. Warner Brothers was like, "Well, what are we gonna do to bring people back?" Peter Jackson. So they decided to hire him back, tell him to finish the last 2. He was in such a rush, he did not have time to do any actual props like he did in the original films, all that stuff, blah blah blah. And then we got the last 2 movies the way that we did. I mean, Peter Jackson did his best, but at the end of the day, I mean, how can you stretch a fucking nursery book to last that long?
You can't. Give him Elden Ring.
He did the best he could. I think with time and everything, he could do an Elden Ring. Peter Jackson for sure.
Like story wise,
George R. Martin could probably do it too. He did Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. He could write. I know he could probably write it.
He could probably write it. That'd
But
be
he's too busy not fucking writing his book.
fucking lazy ass.
So, like we wouldn't see
He's
that
still
movie.
not writing that book?
No.
I swear he said that he was going to do that like 4 years ago.
No, like he started it. People know he started it, but he's just doing shit.
He probably discovered McDonald's or something.
He's just fucking like when those wolves came out, the winter wolves, when they remade them or whatever, saved them from being extinct or whatever. They were like, he was holding them and he did that whole photo shoot and they asked him, hey, are you gonna finish the book? And he was like, I'm in a life journey right now. I'll finish it when I finish it. I should have finished it a long time ago, but I'll get to it whenever.
A life journey.
And so like his fat ass just isn't doing anything. No fucking
Dude.
he's living off of the shit from Game of Thrones. And what is it? That other dragon show that he made, House of Tarragon or whatever.
Oh, the House of the Dragon or whatever.
Yeah. See, so he's doing fuck all. He have him write that bitch.
Yeah, he could
But
probably
we wouldn't
do it.
see it for 10 years. That's the thing. Fucking like, you know.
That'd be cool if he could do it because I think he also helped write the actual game too. So that would be interesting to actually see.
Like story wise, I could see it being like a straightforward shot. You get someone who's tarnished, have him fight his way up, and then come to the grips of what power can do and corrupt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe he becomes the bad guy and becomes choose the bad ending, or maybe he's one of the good guys and chooses the good ending.
George R.R. Martin might be
Attached to
writing it. Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
So
Hopefully we get.
he
some
says
time
that
soon.
he heard word about it and that he's been kind of like involved but not too heavy. Maybe his life journey is this whole time.
Maybe, yeah. But he's just playing Elden Ring for hours. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah. He's like, I died 80 times. I gotta make a movie about this.
But yeah, no. I mean, I could see it on paper. It sounds great, but you need it in the right hands.
Yeah, George R.R. Martin writing it, directed by Alex Garland. Maybe not Alex Garland. Maybe like you said, Peter Jackson, if he were to want to come out of retirement
Yeah.
for something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about the Wachowski sisters?
Hell no.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What about the Russo brothers?
No. God damn it. No.
Well, I'm
I
trying
don't
to
even know. That's the thing. Like, there's not many like medieval directors out there anymore.
I feel like I know people are gonna joke about this and be like, "Well, he's just gonna fucking put guns in there and shit." But like, Zack Snyder would be able to tackle a fucking Elden Ring movie if he was passionate about the game. I think.
Sit his ADHD down somewhere, have him play it, and I'm pretty sure he'll fall in love.
Yeah, I feel like he could do it too. I understand people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's a fucking Glock," but like, just look at. I don't like the movie, but look at what he did with Rebel Moon. Some of the visuals and everything. I think that would look amazing
Rebel Moon
in an Elden Ring.
300.
300. Yeah, 300. Yeah.
He can paint a very good picture with the fucking scenery alone. So
He could probably
maybe,
do something like
you know
that.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But he's doing a UFC movie for the fucking Indian prince over there.
that's just gonna be cool.
I-
But anyway,
The fact that Homeboy was able to pay for that.
he was just like, "Hey man, do it." And I'm like, "Shit, man." Sure.
He's like, I'm a mega fan. He's like, I really wanted this movie. And Zach's like, well, there's a lot of stuff, whatever. He's like, take this sack of money. And Zach was like, we could do this.
All right, yeah. Why not?
Hey, slow motion punches is gonna be tight. Let us know what you guys think. Elden Ring, a movie adaptation. George R.R. Martin attached to it, possibly Alex Garland. A24 is diving deep with these game adaptations. There are a few more in the works as well. So let us know what you guys think and if you guys are excited for that. Moving on though, Josh, DC Studios is in shambles. In shambles.
As usual.
And I've caught James Gunn in another lie.
Okay,
Another lie.
go ahead.
All the glaze. Let all the glaze out of your system right now.
What do you mean?
I don't want leftover glaze to leak onto like DC stuff, please.
There is no glaze for DC.
Oh, okay. All right. So, DC Studios, all right, is tapping in a new writer. All right. He wrote for Obi-Wan Kenobi and for the movie Drive. They are tapping in Hossein Amini to rewrite or at least touch up some of Mike Flanagan's Clayface script.
Yeesh.
which was kind of, in a way, shielded and blocked by James Gunn. I don't know how you're gonna take this, but when this news dropped, right, and the
Yeah.
chatter was going on, James Gunn inexplicably decided to return to the internet at a time where the world needed him the most. James Gunn returns, right? Nobody was worried about him. We even talked about it. He took a good
You gotta
hiatus.
shut up.
He shut it up for a little bit, but because this news dropped, he decided on the day of, I guess I don't have it pulled up. Well, I guess on the day that Clayface was first announced to the world, he decided to put up a post and put people's minds at ease when it came down to the whole Clayface rumor mill.
Yeah.
He did put up a picture saying that the movie's still gonna come out by 2026. Put up this nice little picture, and that's about it. Still letting us know that Clayface is happening. Don't worry about the news that is happening in front of your face, that we are getting a rewrite. But I know what you're thinking, Josh. I'm like, but where's the lie? Tell me where the lie is so I could go ahead and start punching the shit out of it. Yeah. This man said, we don't start production on films unless the script is right and, everything's ready to go.
Yeah.
Sounds to me that this movie's going to be in production pretty soon, and the script doesn't seem any close to done. Now, do I find it blasphemous to go ahead and rewrite a Mike Flanagan script already?
Yeah.
Mike Flanagan script that Mike Flanagan himself, I think we talked about this as well, himself came out and said, this is like a passion project of mine.
Yeah. He's always wanted to work for DC.
Now, this could be a thing where you're like, well, he's just rewriting stuff to make it connect to the DCU. This is still Mike Flanagan's script. Or you could think that he took a Mike Flanagan script and decided to keep the good stuff and gut the rest of it and make it his.
To fit in for whatever.
It's up to your interpretation. You let me know, unless there's a secret third option you want.
Well, I don't think there's a third option. I would say that Mike Flanagan probably didn't like the reins, left, and then they got the script and was like, oh, we got to make. He was going a little too good. We got to make it connect to the DCU in the grander scale. Add in a cameo here, throw in Batman there. Bada bing, bada boom. Here, Clayface movie. No longer bastardized by Mike Flanagan, but yeah, that's what I imagine.
You just sounded like a random nail tech.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Man. That's probably what happened. I don't doubt that this movie's coming out. Do I doubt that it's gonna be any better than what it probably was at first? Also, no. Like I don't think it'll fucking be as good as everyone thought it was. To touch a Mike Flanagan script, you gotta really have something going on in your brain there, buddy. Like I don't know.
I mean, I do think, obviously, Mike Flanagan is really good when it comes down to the horror genre and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see him take on
Maybe he got too into it, like Sam Raimi did, and that's why they're like
too horror filled.
Yeah, like we got to take some of this out.
Possibly. I'm trying to think if Mike Flanagan did a different script that wasn't because I know that he started going into his a different route, but he did the Exorcism, or he's gonna do the new Exorcist movie. He's doing The Life of Chuck, which that's not a horror film. We saw the trailer. That's the one with
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston. The Haunting of Hill House, that one's really good. He did do Doctor Sleep. I haven't gotten around to that one. I gotta watch that one. I was hearing mixed reviews. I heard Midnight Mass is really good. So he does a lot of like horror stuff, and so now I'm still not gonna count it out. He did Oculus too. Amazing. I can't even count it out because we have seen horror directors do amazing work in the DC studios a lot, but then we have also seen them do terrible work in the DC studios a lot. Yeah. Looking at you, Sandberg.
Jesus.
But I think Mike Flanagan is very versatile, and I think he could do all kinds of different things. Him coming to the conclusion that Clayface was going to be something. I thought he was going to direct. so interesting that he's not directing, but still give him a script. Yeah, it just to me that just kind of says that same thing. What the problem with the MCU is that they're not going to be able to hold down big name directors because they're not going to want to be tied to a singular vision. They want to do their vision.
Let's get out the counter. James Gunn takes over DC, fires Henry Cavill, he lies, hires his brother to do 5 different things. Greenlight's Peacemaker season 2, Greenlight's Supergirl.
Well, I think you got to give the context on what the lie is, right? So the brother with 5 different things is because he did say
no one's gonna play anyone twice.
Yeah, exactly.
No projects will be in production until a script is turned in.
Mm-hmm.
Another lie. Firing Henry Cavill. What's another one? The James Gunn Justice Gang thing. Do you have that?
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
I'm jumping the gun a little bit then, but
yeah. At least with the DC with the Clayface. I mean, does this worry you a little bit? Were you always worried about? I mean,
Sergeant Rock cancellation.
Yeah, that one got canceled, and you couldn't even hold down the big name that was Mr. Blanc.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be Colin Farrell, and then it just.
What the fuck happened to him? Like, where did all that go? Up in smoke? What the fuck happened?
I think the whole conversation with Superman, obviously,
it's scaring the fuck out of those suits.
So they don't know. I think it's a whole game of like, do we greenlight these films? Seeing the chatter online and knowing that, Marvel films aren't even doing good. Like
people won't even want these.
Looking out, I'm trying to think about it too, because looking out the window, seeing Marvel movies bomb, and even though they weren't that bad, let's just say Thunderbolts wasn't that bad, but like it's still not doing amazing.
Yeah,
you got to be, and also looking at the box office too. Not just any movie is making money. Yeah. Like it has to be a decent movie nowadays. People are starting to figure out we can't waste our time. I think Superman is very much scaring the hell out of multiple people around there. And I think James Gunn retweaking the script, though, to me, it's not a big deal for him to tweak a script. It's a big deal for me that he said that we weren't supposed to get a film into production until the script is done. But it sounds like this isn't going to be a simple tweak in the beginning or tweak in the end to make it continue or to make it like connect within the DCU. It sounds to me like they are taking big chunks out of the script to fit the larger DCU. And that, to me, like that could connect perfectly or it could connect in the worst way.
Yeah.
So that all just depends. And as of right now, I haven't been a fan of Creature Commandos. Okay. And that's the only thing that's came out right now. I have not been a fan of Creature Commandos. Superman has not been capturing my eye either. And, I mean, the Peacemaker trailer, we're going to react to that and see that later on too. But at least with the Clayface script, it is being changed up. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, James Gunn is coming out to argue against you, Josh, especially the things that you were about to say. Very blasphemous from you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First things first, we got to have the context. We have to have the context. We'll start off with the Peacemaker trailer, and then we'll talk about everything else that was happening online on Twitter with James Gunn, because, like I said, he's back online. So I know you've seen it already. Okay, I seen it too. We couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. Obviously, I know that you guys are gonna say, "Well, you guys couldn't wait for a DC project from James Gunn." I know you guys are frothing at the mouth. Listen here, buddy. We need to know what's happening. It's our job. That's checkmate. But after you watched it, before we watch it again, after you watched it, what kind of feeling did you have?
I don't care for this character, dude. I think the first season really shut me off. All I could really think about were the scenes that rubbed me the wrong way. And I know I'll break down each one when we get to it. So let's just get into it.
All right, man. Let's. I'm worried for you.
Okay.
They're gonna be doing backflips to get you to join.
Welcome, Peacemaker, or do you prefer Chris?
Either's fine.
Can you tell us a little about your skills?
I'm considered the finest marksman in the world.
The mic is off.
Yeah.
I am also proficient in hand-to-hand combat.
How many more of these do we have today?
Is that popcorn still here?
Love popcorn.
My butt's getting really big lately, so.
I have a variety of helmets.
This guy sucks.
Excuse me? Am I supposed to be able to hear you guys?
Excuse me?
You were talking about your butt and stuff? And also you said that I suck?
It is not funny.
I don't get it. We saved the world.
I thought everyone would finally treat us like heroes.
I don't need anybody else to just forge my own path.
You're living in the worst level of Grand Theft Auto.
I've come to the conclusion you suffer from a particularly severe form of toxic masculinity.
What?
Argus has been monitoring Peacemaker ever since Rick Flag Sr. was named director. Does he know that I have?
Kill this time? Yeah.
Bring me Peacemaker.
Mexicali, you scan for any anomalies throughout that house. Pony Boy, don't let him out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door. Encino Man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
We haven't always been great people. But we are the 11th Street Kids. No one will ever break us apart. You ready for the next adventure, pal?
Keep on keeping on.
Who the fuck are you?
Okay, so let's get the reaction off. Let's get the reaction off the trailer first, and then we'll talk about the internet shenanigans that are happening, Josh.
Yeah.
Very silent by the end there. You seemed very Homelandery with the
I don't know, dude.
Here's my thing. Okay, I'm going to give you my side first because I think we're going to be on different sides of the spectrum.
Okay.
I don't mind this. It doesn't look so bad. Now, for the bigger part of the DCU and all that stuff is probably going to be a different conversation, but I didn't have an issue with the first Peacemaker. I know you said it was very kiddish and you don't really it's not your kind of humor. The humor that we get with John Cena in this film, or in this show at least, like, to me it works. It works for there. The problem is when this tone leaks out to other things, like hopefully Superman has a different tone and we don't get this kind of stuff and all that, like whatever. Like that whole thing where it's like, what is this fucking Berkeley? Like there is dumb shit. Like I think in the first season, that whole farting scene in the RV, like I didn't like that shit at all. I thought that was kind of like why do we get to that point? The whole bantering, the bickering, the back and forth, like we should be past that. And I do think when we get past that, like Peacemaker does shine. So I'm hoping he does kind of like tighten that up with this season. For the most part, it doesn't look bad, and I'm kind of interested. There is a few things that looks interesting. I know some people were pointing out like the fact that that supposedly by the end of Superman we're not going to see any changes because they're still in the same suit. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But if we notice, we already saw at the end that there's going to be a multiversal plot. As you can tell, it looks like that's how they're going to get the escape when it comes down to the DCU to the DCU. We're going to get this John Cena to come in. This probably is the bad one. We've seen like the behind the scenes where like it looks like in this universe, John Cena is working with his father, and his brother is still alive. So they actually are working together. I assume that this universe that our DCU Peacemaker is in from the first season, this is the Justice Gang that basically didn't get liberated by Superman.
Yeah.
This is in the DCEU. Apparently we still got the Justice Gang in the DCEU. When they goes to the DCU, it'll be different. They are different characters, they're different people. Whatever resolution they probably got by the end of Superman is going to be implemented by the end of Peacemaker because he will be in that universe. So, I mean, there's little things like that. I'm not sure what you're going to make out of this, so I just wanted to get my little piece, but go ahead.
I don't know, dude. I just can't stand the show, I guess. I mean, you know what I think is the funniest thing? is that these aren't superheroes, and these aren't people that I care about. I don't care about anything that they're doing. They drive around in regular ass cars. Like, I don't know. My superheroes fly. My superheroes don't really walk the streets like that. Like, my superheroes don't drive everywhere, other than Batman, I guess. But even then, he has a fancy ass whip. So, like, put that into perspective. Like, I thought White Tiger walking the streets and getting popped was stupid as fuck. You're telling me your superhero doesn't even, like, walk on rooftops? He lives in the suburbs? Like, what? Like, what?
He lives in a trailer park.
Dude, no. I'm sorry. This character, it's silly. If it has multiverse shenanigans, I would really like to see how James Gunn tackles, I guess, the dealing with the DCEU connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it's done. Okay, like, I could get behind that narrative, I guess, but I don't want to have to sit through a ton of these jokes where it feels like a 10-year-old came up with them just to get some, answers.
I can see that, because even like I said, on the outside in, if we're not talking about whatever's happening in the show, I do think like tone makes a huge difference, and I think that's why a lot of people didn't want to finish the first Peacemaker, was because of the childish stuff, the farting and all that stuff. I think a lot of people kind of checked out from those things. I'm hoping we tighten up on those things. That's something that I really want out of the show. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, give me some humor, but like, we can't get down to that level where like Superman has a poop fetish and blah blah blah. Like, if this is the jump from the DCEU to the DCU, he has a chance to revamp this and kind of make it more appealable to a wider audience, and not just to niche, probably teenagers on the internet.
Yeah,
probably.
the edgy teenagers that you're making this shit for.
Exactly. I did want to touch on something before we go into like the Justice Gang and stuff. I'm trying to remember what it was though. Oh, one thing about the trailer from the outside looking into, and this is something that James Gunn is not beating the allegations, and I fucking hate it, and it pisses me off, and it ruins his projects for me. It's starting to ruin the projects for me. I don't care what people have to say when they, what about when they do it or when they do it? They don't do it as heavy as he does, and that's him hiring his fucking friends, bro. I'm getting sick and I'm getting so fucking sick and tired. First of all, we know Guy Gardner's going to return also for Green Lantern, so that's 3 appearances that he's going to be having within the DCU. We also know that James Gunn's brother, you did touch up on it, he's played 3. He's played 3. G.I. Robot, Maxwell Lord, Weasel.
He's Calendar Man.
He was that's the DCEU. Oh, if this does take place in the DCEU, then Maxwell Lord is also Calendar Man in the same universe. And then eventually, if he's in the DCEU, then he's also the Maxwell Lord in the DCEU.
Yeah.
So whatever. Hiring your friends again and again and again. Look, man, I am not a big hater to helping your friends or helping your boys or helping your brother get a job or something like that. I understand. But it becomes distracting when even like people... Where's he at? I seen him. He was around here somewhere, but it was so fast. Michael Rooker was in this trailer.
Was he really?
And he literally played a character in the DCU, and he died.
Oh, he's that bald dude sitting in that like fire or what?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the little fire pit. I'm trying to see where I can find it. It's towards the end, maybe. But yeah, he's in there again. Obviously, Harcourt's going to be in there, which is his wife.
She's a badass.
We have this whole James Gunn self-insertion thing into every single one of his projects that we've seen, that to the point that some people are even pointing out Maxwell Lord's look, because they're like, oh, well, he doesn't look anything like he does in the comics. And they're like, wow, he really got James Gunnified.
I said this on Twitter. I'll say it again. I think anytime James Gunn sticks his brother in something, he sticks out like a sore fucking thumb.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take him seriously in Guardians.
Well, the thing is that he puts him in lead roles, and James Gunn's brother is not a lead role guy. the fact that you put him front and center like this to deliver certain things is weird to me. Maxwell Lord should have had some kind of presence if you want him to be in a point of position sitting next to the Justice Gang.
Yeah.
Like, you would have...
He doesn't look intimidating. And I don't know if that's supposed to be the point, but I mean, Pedro Pascal, he looked intimidating. He had a friendly smile, but his demeanor was like obviously more sinister.
Again, industry plant things, but I mean, we could have probably got somebody who could have met the criteria and also done a decent Maxwell Lord, but like, I don't know. The self-insertion of his brother is like weird. The self-insertion of himself is weird too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This looks fucking weird. I think this show's weird.
I know people are gooning over Isabella Merced. That needs to stop.
Yeah. Give her some room, goddammit. She's gonna look terrible in Superman.
CW Tings.
I just think it's so fun. Like, I can't get behind that.
We're getting Waller in this one? We didn't see her in the trailer either.
No, we're getting her stupid ass kid. I think. Oh, man. Like I said, I just think it's the funniest thing. Like, no high-tech base, no nothing. They just walk around.
Drive around
in their sedan.
Frank Grillo, that's supposed to be...
If he beat... like I said...
He's supposed to be who again?
He's Rick Flag Sr.
Rick Flag Sr. with no gray hair.
No white hair.
Doesn't look anything like he did in the
I need
Creature
him
Commando
to throw
show.
hands with Peacemaker at least twice.
Because of
what happened to Rick Flag.
But if it's in the DCU, from the DCU, that means his son would be alive.
No, they mentioned that he's dead. The only thing that's canon apparently is his Suicide Squad.
That's what I'm saying. But if he's jumping from the DCU to the DC, that is Michael Rooker, from the DCU to the DCU, then there could be a chance that he's still alive. Maybe that Peacemaker didn't kill him.
Only we can find out by watching.
I mean, so like I said, there could be some amendment, right? Like, you could even, if you wanted to, if you could be like, oh, well, some characters from that universe look the same to this universe. Captain Boomerang can come back, and that could be, he could be untouched.
Mm.
He could still be alive. He didn't go on that mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Starros can still be alive and stuff like that. Like, you basically get to
redo your whole shtick.
Yeah, which would be.
But hey, we had a giant alien in that universe. Let's make a giant alien in this universe. That's the thing. That's another thing. I didn't get any sense of plot.
And then Michael Rooker is like, he has like a headshot, which I'm trying to think, like, is that because of his brain getting blown out in the DCEU? But why would you tie that into whatever's happening here spiritually? Like, it just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like you're just giving us your friends again. That's my problem.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, even, like, it doesn't look like there's anything narratively. I think in the first season, the trailer immediately showed you, like, the aliens and stuff like that.
Well, this one shows you that something's going down. It seems like it's going to be the multiverse thing.
I don't
can't cap.
He's too late.
What do you mean?
I think it's too late for that.
Well, it's not too late. It's too early. You're using this to justify. It's kind of like the Flash trying to justify, you know, Henry Cavill being swapped out in George Clooney. Now you're doing it again, just trying to justify your universe. We just did this in November.
If this is a show where you only have to watch it not for the character but to understand the greater universe, you already lost the plot. That's the thing.
Does it?
Yeah, because
I thought about this too.
You lose character growth, and you're using this show to do all that. You know what I mean?
Think about it. You give the general audience the bare minimum. Superman, you give them the new universe, this new universe, whatever. You give them the bare minimum, and for the fucking nerds that give a shit, that want to know why it changed, you put it in a Peacemaker show. You put it in a Creature Commando show.
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to watch it. And then eventually, when the general audiences catch on, they're going to see it. And then they're going to understand too. they'll have a deeper understanding later on. In a way, I can see the picture on probably how he wrote it down, but like I said, the execution is just terrible because you're just putting your friends into everything.
Yeah, it's very noticeable. They stick out like sore thumbs, or at least your brother does. I think that's about it. Michael Rooker, you can literally change up anything and he'll look different. Sean Gunn, his face is too distinct. He's just an ugly motherfucker, I think. But enough about him. Let's get to his brother. His narcissistic brother. His fucking the head honcho, the big cheese, the big slice, the boss, the head guy, the CEO of DC, the fucking the gun glazers messiah, the fucking second coming of comic book movie, decisions and makery and all that shit. Let's get to him.
Let's get to him. So he does go online and decides, hey man, I'm tired of you guys putting my name into things, right? So one thing that a lot of people were pointing out was that the suits, like I said, the suits didn't change. And a lot of people are like, well, that means that they don't learn anything in this movie. Blah, 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 blah. That nothing happens. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if that's 100% true. Like I said, this is something that I came to the conclusion of. Now, you didn't really answer me, so I'm going to kind of just say it again and let me know if you're down for it or not. But, like, this could possibly be, like, that multiversal thing where, like, this is happening in the DCU universe, right? Where, like, him trying to join up, that this could possibly not be at the end of Superman. This could possibly be in the DCU, possibly before or while the events are happening in Superman, but Superman's just not there.
I don't know. I think because the helmet hasn't changed either.
That's what I'm saying, because it's in the DCU.
I think, yeah. So old universe, you think?
That's what I think. That this scene is going to take place in the old universe. Yeah. And then whatever happens in the new universe, you'll see them in their new suits, possibly, if you see them again.
I don't know. I want to say this is, like I'm saying, this is what I'm talking about. This is we're already raising questions of continuity. And this is only his third project.
It's just a trailer. Well, yeah.
Creature 2021.
It's meant to brew conversation.
Suicide
This is the
Squad.
point of what he's doing.
Suicide Squad 2021. Creature Commandos 2024. This 2025 and Superman are all to be connected. So the poop fetish thing, that's Superman. The only thing not canon to Peacemaker.
It's a different Superman, though.
It's not. The Peacemaker.
That's what I'm saying. The Peacemaker in season 1 is a DCU Peacemaker. The Peacemaker in season 1 is the DCU Peacemaker. The Peacemaker in this season is the DCU Peacemaker jumping into the DCU. So whatever's happening in this scene, I believe, is happening prior to what happens, but prior to him jumping to the DCU. Which I don't know when that's going to happen in this show, give or take. I'm thinking
if they jump and it's all the same, that'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it?
Well, that's where I wanted to kind of get to next or whatever. But like,
so these are all DCEU movies.
I kind of want like that's what I'm saying. No. Listen, because if he jumps from the DCU to the DCU, Superman is set in the DCU. That's what I'm saying. So like, if he puts us in maybe the 5th or 6th episode, if there's like 8 or whatever, puts us there by the 5th or 6th episode, you'll be able to kind of introduce whoever's watching Peacemaker to the new DCU with the next few episodes, and maybe I'm thinking it's gonna happen a little bit sooner. Only because I'm assuming that Peacemaker that was behind him with the gun is going to be that DCU Peacemaker. Yeah. And he's kind of running shit with his dad, like I said. And that Peacemaker is going to have to take him down and then take his spot.
I guess I could see that.
And then he'll probably have to take his dad down again, which that kind of makes me be like, oh my God, we're going to do the whole thing again.
Yeah, unless his dad is somehow loving and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Different.
It's different. Oh yeah, maybe he loved his son in this one, and it's like, wow, we're so like inseparable, cold and calculated, or something. That'd be different too. Yeah, but still rehashing.
You didn't kill your brother in this one.
No. But still rehashing the father son thing, which is like a James Gunn brand thing. So
yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I got no more theories.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I got no more theories. I guess.
I think in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Adam Warlock had issues with, with his mom, but then also Rocket had a issue with his creator, father son. It is what it is.
James Gunn has beef with his dad.
Yeah, he has some fatherly issues
Yeah.
for sure. If you notice, but yes, one thing that did stick out was the Justice Gang logo, which, me personally, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna talk about it and stuff like that, but I don't see what the fuck you guys are talking about. I thought it was Justice League. Maybe I'm just fucking retarded or something, but like, I thought it was Justice League. But they said it's James Gunn, JG.
Yeah.
Justice Gang.
Yeah.
But I see JL, corporate logo.
No.
But people see JG.
Yeah.
I can understand that. But I'm assuming this is JL corporate logo.
No. They're not the Justice League.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm thinking is, and this is kind of like what he put on the thing, which was not on my bingo card. But I'm going to try to bring some clarity because it seems like there's more rage bait happening, and I'm going to try to bring us down to earth. So, but James Gunn did kind of clarify some things. He even tried to vaguely answer the whole Batman Part 2 thing that we talked about, that Matt Reeves is possibly not attached still.
Yeah.
But on this post, he did address the thing. I couldn't read the original post. Unfortunately, it went away, but I did see a screenshot that kind of briefly let me know. And in a way, they were saying that still can't unsee it. I'm dead. That the way to embed the logo was by the design to put JG or whatever, and that this is another way that he is self-inserting himself into his project. Yeah. Like I said, if that's the case, where people are saying that I see the Justice League logo, but we also see the J and the G, I can get behind that. But if we're saying that the Justice Gang is being named the Justice Gang because the J and the G is there, I think we're reaching. There's a JL right there, like that's Justice League, but in corporate logo for whatever's happening in Superman and blah 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 blah, which we'll find out later. But it says here, I kind of see where you see a JG if you try, but it's not the first thing that comes to mind. Beth Meikle had to oversee the design of 100 logos for the DCU, and this is one of them, and I thought it looked like a real corporate logo. My name is on the film in the credits. I wouldn't need to put my name into an initials on uniforms.
Not unless you wanted people to, subliminally think about you and what you're doing, and
well, I mean,
having your face in all the marketing and all that shit, right?
The way that I see that is a Freudian slip. I think that when you put yourself in something, in multiple projects, and you obviously, like, him putting himself in a Superman comic and him typing in the front of a show. I think when you put yourself in there and, you kind of try to write stuff, sometimes writers, they put themselves in the position of the person in the story to get the best out of the writing. And sometimes I do think James Gunn does do this. That's why I'm saying, like, the whole father-son dynamic, I do think that he does have some daddy issues that are probably stored deep inside. Maybe daddy didn't love him enough. Maybe daddy roughed him up too much. I don't know what the problem is.
Maybe he left too soon.
Maybe who knows? I do think there's something in there that causes him to do these things in his movies. And I do think there is something in him, a bit of an ego, that causes him to go on the internet to talk to people and respond and own them however he wants. Talk about their dead father and, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Another daddy issue thing. I do think there is some validity to be like, well, why did you make Rick Flag look like that in Creature Commandos when he doesn't look like that in anything else?
Yeah.
Why did you have a logo that kind of strongly resembles J and G? Why is your wife putting in a whole show and multiple movies for connectivity? Come on. And even like in Creature Commandos, I even said this before too, not just James Gunn, but the girl, the blonde girl, Jennifer Holland. Come on, man. Like you can see it, and that's why it's hard to unsee it once you see it, and I don't think he understands that. And then him putting his friends into everything doesn't help either, because that also shows me that you have some kind of need to stroke your own ego in some shape, form, or way, if that is even helping your friends out.
Exactly. I agree with that. you know, like I understand the whole we're gonna put my friends on and stuff, but you don't make them front and center as people, bro. That's distracting. It's too distracting,
especially when they're not like front person present.
Exactly.
Nathan Fillion, I can kind of give you a little bit, but come on, James Gunn brother, come on.
Sean Gunn, your wife, who is a badass again in this show, like I think Michael Rooker, like again, like you're just bringing all these people along and it's distracting. Yeah. I don't know, dude. But I agree.
But what about the
James Gunn?
You know,
I saw it.
The logo. You still see it?
I thought it was supposed to be like Maxwell Lord or something like that. That doesn't even look like a. Now that we're getting a better look at these suits and not just like the back, like that, I thought it was supposed to be like ML because they're supposed to be working for him.
Well, Maxwell Lord is. From what that's what I'm saying. Like I think that you're looking at this and forgetting the context that Superman is supposed to provide. Maxwell Lord is like monopolizing the superhero game in Superman. Yeah. It looks like. So it looks like he's over here saying like, you want to be a superhero, you need to do it by the rules. Kind of like the Sokovia Accords or whatever. Like you got to do it by a corporation who points and says you need to do this. So while he's over here thriving, Superman is supposed to be, and this is kind of like from the little behind the scenes things that we're getting to. Superman is supposed to be the guy who is does things for good, not for the corporation.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to show the corporation like you guys are supposed to be heroes for yourself, not for people telling you what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
In the wake of all that, I do think that Lex Luthor is going to be throwing stuff into the fire by obviously having his own squad of super people too, to make sure that to be like, well, we don't need Superman and superheroes. We just need brave soldiers who can put on the suit and be able to, you know, do things, whatever, blah, 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 blah. We're going to have probably the clone of Superman to help neutralize Superman, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, basically Maxwell Lord is going to base, I think they're going to make him piss off in the middle of the movie to basically be like, oh, you know, like my people are they've gone on the run, they're doing their own thing, and then Maxwell Lord is just gonna go away. And then it's gonna be funny context to be like, oh, to know that this is the guy who ran away and Superman is trying to act all tough for Peacemaker here in the DCEU.
I don't know. I think that's all pretty.
That's like, I mean, I'm trying to use like James Gunn connectivity here, and that seems like the natural conclusion of things.
I don't know, man. That's just a theory, though.
But doesn't it sound James Gunny? Like I feel like I'm not too far fetched of this. Like it doesn't. It does, like it's not too complex. It's not too perplexing. Like it's just super simple that you'll understand, and it has like a little punchline.
Well, yeah, I'm not expecting too much nuance either, but I don't know. I just think whatever he's doing, it feels like an ego trip for sure.
Justice League.
Justice Gang. That's what all the leaks are saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, if, if they call it the Justice Gang, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. The James Gunn Gang.
So if it's the Justice Gang, then that would be hilarious because they'd look at it and be like, well, the logo's right there. And they're going to be like, actually, Fantastic Four moment is going to be like, Justice.
Oh, fucking stupid.
Superman.
Title card. That'd be fucking dumb.
Yeah. Watch the Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Star Wars.
That was Star Wars. I was like, wait, wrong theme.
Yeah.
It's different John Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Sounds similar to Superman.
But
Yeah, don't play with me.
I'm not thinking it too hard, but all right.
Yeah.
No. This whole thing feels like a mess. And like I said, I'm still not even looking forward to this. So, it's just homework.
Okay. Well, Peacemaker trailer out right now. We got a few things on the internet. James Gunn coming out to squash those things as well. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if the bird is the word. Check out the trailer. Moving on though. I'm tired of talking about James Gunn. We do have a couple trailers, right? We have just to kind of ease it at the end, we have Honey Don't with Margette Qualley, Audrey Plaza, Charlie Day, and Chris Evans. This is supposed to be a comedy coming from Focus Features. I'm down for a Chris Evans comedy. I think he does, like, action really good when it comes down to like Captain America, but I've never seen him nail another action role, unfortunately. So, but him as a comedy guy, I'm always down for Chris Evans as comedy.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to expand a little bit more. So comedy, could be.
Well, I feel like that's always been his thing.
What?
Like a comedy guy.
No, he's been.
I feel like
he's always been more action.
Even like Human Torch, he's done a lot of like rom-coms and stuff like that. Like he's always been like a romantic comedy guy that I've seen. The only movie that's made him look badass, in my opinion, is Captain America. I know, like, some people are like, oh, well, look at that Snowpiercer or whatever. I'm I don't know.
That one was fucking something else.
It was that's not good. Even like in Push.
Yeah, he was serious.
Kind of, but he was also like the comedy guy too. Like he was the one that was kind of like the clueless, saying the comedy stuff or whatever. I think what's her name? And Fanning, Dakota Fanning.
Yeah.
I think she tried to like throw in the comedy in there too, but I feel like it was mostly him for sure.
I liked him in Knives Out, so I think he can nail comedy.
Yeah, and he was comedic in there too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll jump.
And he can be menacing.
Charlie Day is hilarious too.
And he can be menacing too. So yeah. All right, let's go.
You know who Charlie Day is?
I think so. Oh wait. Charlie Day.
Mm-hmm.
He voiced Luigi.
He did.
Yeah.
Do you know where else he came on? I have a really good one, but I want to know.
Was it Teacher Fight?
See, I knew you were gonna say with Ice Cube, right? The Teacher Fight or whatever. I remember him from
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's another one too, but I remember him from Pacific Rim.
Oh, that's right. He was in Pacific. Yeah. He tries on the brain.
Yeah, and he was in the sequel too.
Being also the bad guy.
Yeah,
tied to the fucking kaijus. That's right.
Charlie Day. All right,
that was before he got annoying to me.
Yeah, and then he started playing the same role where he just kind of like yells,
like mantic, and his voice is all like straining. Yeah, no.
Yeah, because I think they even made him play that character in the second one too.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, hate to see it, but yeah, we got this trailer. Let's jump right into it.
Action! Submission! There is no higher service!
Address you wanted?
Thanks, MJ.
Honey, right? Love those click-clacking heels.
Honey O'Donoghue, to what do we owe the honor?
Can you tell me about this woman, Mia Novotny?
She got stabbed and stuffed in the car, I guess.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of cool.
Only when we submit to the will of God do we serve him. Hector, not in the sacristy.
You call me up and ask me would I like to go with you and see a movie.
The French, they're not happy.
Who's not happy?
First I say no, I got some plans for tonight.
Honey O'Donoghue, I ain't seen you in a minute.
Mia Novotny, are you aware of any trouble she was in?
Will she owe you money?
She was afraid of something the cops couldn't help her with. I said I'd help. Cops said it was an accident.
That
was from her church in town. She never wore that in the house. You'll neither.
Why is a private investigator looking into a traffic fatality?
What can you tell me about?
Do you drink?
Heavily, it's a point of pride.
Should you and I discuss this over a drink?
Tuesdays I dry out.
Today's Wednesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Spooky.
Action. Duty. Submission. There is no higher service.
I help people, Miss O'Donoghue. I see a need and I fill it.
You see a need and you exploit it.
This is God's punishment.
And His will be done.
Can you help me?
Yeah.
You're fascinating.
And you haven't even seen the riddle tattooed on my ass.
Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little boy like you.
I like that. That looks funny.
That look good,
I'm down for that. Sign me up expeditiously. No complaints.
No complaints. That was she came. I recognized her face. She came out in fucking what's the movie? The one with the back. We just watched it. The one with the back where she comes out the back and she's
the
a clone.
fucking the substance.
The substance.
Yeah.
She was the younger one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
So it's good to see her in something else. That's good. That's good
Fully
to know.
clothed too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Holy shit, she could do it. And she actually seems like hilarious and stuff. So that looks great. I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. August 22nd, end of the summer, into the winter time. Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Audrey Plaza too.
Yeah. Sign me up. Expeditiously.
Excuse me. Check out the trailer though. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, we have The Long Walk. Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson. It's supposed to be an adaptation of a Stephen King book. It's about people that, you know, you gotta walk, and if you stop walking, you die.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think it's like 100 guys.
It's like what?
Yeah.
It's like Speed but walking.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
Prima Freeze. Hank Olson's the name. Walking's my game.
I ain't many that are built like me. I'm the last of my kind.
We did the very first long walk years ago to inspire everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera.
Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control. Think about your plan.
Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
You'll never find another like me. I'm the last of my kind.
Warning. Okay, just keep walking. That's right. Just keep walking. Yeah, that's it, kid. That's it.
Second warning. Third warning.
It takes heavy sack to sign up for this contest. I'm not gonna go through the whole rule book, but it boils down to this. If you fall below the speed of 3 miles per hour, you get your ticket. Walk until there's only one of you left. Who's ready to win?
Yeah, it took me a while to realize the truth of this. This is walk or die.
Warning. You'll walk as long as you can.
Warning.
But sometimes the body won't listen.
Warning.
For some, your heart will stop.
Warning.
For others, your brain.
Warning.
And the blood will flow suddenly.
Warning. Warning.
There's one winner.
Warning.
And no finish line.
Mark Hamill's in this?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
no.
That actually looks pretty decent.
What the fuck?
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Coming from Lionsgate.
Can't watch it.
Yeah.
They don't make movies anymore.
Yeah, that's right. They haven't made movies since 2023.
I don't. This looks good. I just hope it's not fucking boring.
Oh, because of the walking. And
Like,
stuff.
you walk and then you get shot. Like, what is there along the way? I guess. How do they stop? They don't. They just all die.
Yeah, they just keep going. There's that end. There's an end, but you gotta make it to the end. But apparently, not everybody's built to do it.
Okay. I don't know. Kind of nice. I like the premise.
What if it's 100 guys, but like 2 winners though? Like, what if 2 of them make it?
They gotta pull the trigger on one of them.
No, because there should be. I mean, they just said that as long as you make the walk, right? So, like, what if 5 guys were able to do it?
What if the whole? I mean, obviously, not everyone's gonna make it. But what if everybody made it?
That's true. What if everybody did make it? That'd be. That's probably why they made it so long. They were like, man, too many people are making it.
We made this 20 kilometers. We gotta keep going.
Yeah,
like,
no, we just, we gotta keep doing this, man. We've been doing it for decades.
People walk like that in the mall, man. We gotta get them out of town.
There's a new sucker born every day to do this. It looks good. You gave me a little bit of a worry in the back end there, but I mean, I'd be down.
Yeah, I'd be down. I wasn't expecting Mark Hamill. That was cool.
Francis Lawrence is directing it. He did both Mockingjay movies for the Hunger Games franchise,
Not
and he
bad.
did Catching Fire.
Oh, okay, cool. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
I would be
Not a movie theater movie, but pretty good.
I would think maybe movie theater. I would think maybe. I don't know.
You'd be wrong.
You know, this movie looks good when there's not somebody in your ear telling me it's not.
All right.
Let it
Sure.
check out the trailer, The Long Walk. Let us know what you guys think. Oh, and the kid from Alien Romulus is in there.
Oh, yeah,
and the kid from that's gonna be in the Karate Kid movie.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully this one does better.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So yeah. All right. Got time to go. We have the final Conjuring movie, Josh. I don't know. This franchise has been a long time coming. I'm over it. I've been over it since, I think, after the Nun one, which was like the second one. The last one didn't do too bad for me, but hearing that this is going to be the last one and everything, I have some really high hopes. I don't know how you feel about Ed and whatever Warren
I
coming
haven't
back.
seen all of them. I've only seen the Conjuring ones and the fucking Annabelle. Oh, and I stumbled onto the Nun 2. I ended up watching that in theaters. Terrible decision. But yeah, that was like that's it. Well, I do like the Conjuring. The Conjuring itself is pretty cool.
I think they said that they're going to continue spin-offs, but the Conjuring series is done.
The two of them are getting too old for the shit. Patrick, what's his name, and his wife.
Yeah.
So I like them. I enjoyed the last one, The Devil Made Me Do It. I did like that one, so I have no complaints for this.
I'm trying to think, how does it go? It's the first one, and then it's the second one with the nun, right? And after that, is it The Devil Made Me Do It?
Yeah.
And then it'll be this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I enjoyed The Devil Made Me Do It too. So hopefully this one's good too. I'm kind of down for it. Let's jump into it though.
Don't touch anything. Everything you see in here is either haunted, cursed, or been used in some sort of ritualistic practice. Nothing's a toy. Not even the toys.
How many cases you guys had?
Cases?
My name is Ed Warren, here with my wife Lorraine.
Maybe 1,000. Every case is different. Every family's different. Once we start, there's no going back. Anything can happen. And most likely anything will. Yeah.
Something's changed. Something's different.
Son of the Holy Spirit. We cast you out. By the power of our Lord Jesus Christ. We've been waiting so patiently for you.
Kind of cringy, but I'd be down.
You said cringy?
A little bit. There are some of these things that they were giving away. Like, the scary movies can either hold it or blow their load, and this one unfortunately blew their load.
I feel like they blew a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, we really want people to come and watch this. But the thing is that when you've had a franchise running for so long and so many horror movies, obviously, it's hard. I think it's harder to keep fresh and scaring somebody, but if you keep it minimal, you can really do it, right? But it seems like they're not gonna keep it to like this solo film. It feels like they're gonna try to still expand it, which I think these movies do a lot better when you have the story and then little backdoor things, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think the first one, it had a picture of the nun, but you didn't really know that she was going to play a part in the second part.
Yeah.
And then she did. And then it was cool. It was fine.
And then the second one, they set up the smiling man, and then they canceled it.
They set it up, and it kind of sucked because they had that set up. You know what I mean?
Then
And
they
then
canceled it.
the third one, it was kind of on its own.
Yeah. And then she started getting premonitions, and now she's like supernatural. Or whatever.
So, I'm like, and now this one, it seems like they're just trying to get people to come and watch it.
The last one, come get your last scare.
It's gonna be like very scary and shit.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because the first one, like I would say, added to the genre of scary movies because nothing had come out just like it. You know what I mean? And then eventually, they just started dwindling out.
I kind of feel like my own take. I kind of feel like the first Conjuring took a lot from A Haunting in Connecticut, but that's just me.
Yeah, it is just you. I don't know. I'm excited just because it is the last one. I want to see how it ends. But I could definitely see this not being the last one. You know what I mean? You know how movies do that? They're
Yeah.
Like, oh, bro, I know we said the last one, but this shit got a fuck ton of money. You want to make a fuck ton of money again? Like,
Fast and the Furious.
That's the way I could see this
Vin
going.
Diesel.
That's the way I could see this going.
Well, if Vin Diesel becomes a producer, then we'll have some, or maybe The Rock too.
Yeah. Maybe.
The Rock's gonna be Ed Warren from here on
You'll
out.
be like, you candy ass demon.
The recasting is gonna be crazy. He's gonna be throwing people for a loop.
When The Rock gets his hands on this demon, let me tell you what I'm gonna do to him.
Yeah, Annabelle. It just punches the shit out of it, and then, oh my gosh, and then we still got like. Never mind. That's a whole different can of worms. I'm over here. Like, this movie, for some reason, is just reminding me of what possibly is going to happen with, like, John Wick 5. But that's a different...
What the hell?
That's a different story.
All right. I don't know. I don't know how that connects, but all right.
Yeah, it connects 100% because this is going to be, like... This movie's supposed to... Because we had a satisfying third, right?
Yeah.
Which, depending on how you look on John Wick 3, that's supposed to be, like, the satisfying third. The fourth is always the unnecessary sequel. Which was the fourth.
Okay.
Right? I mean the fifth. I guess we're on the fourth. I'm over here thinking that we're on the fifth for some reason, but I think it's because I'm counting Annabelle.
Yeah, but no,
we're on the fourth.
Those are separate things. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. Fourth movie, whatever. The movie's probably gonna suck ass, but check out the trailer anyways. Check out the trailer. Let us know what you guys think. With that being said, any topics that we should be talking about, any movies that you want us to review. Do you want to see The Rock in a Conjuring film? Josh, let them know where they can talk to us and let us know that question.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. Post episodes are up. You can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. Buzzsprout link is the social I just gave you. It's like a Patreon. You subscribe. You help the show grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcast. Again, wherever you get your podcast. Be part of the conversation. Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. And when it's all said and done, subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.